So hello there, this is Max from Jancar.com. In this video, I want to talk about the scam that is the 30-day no contact rule. So for those who don't know, the 30-day no contact rule is often peddled as this technique where you ignore your ex for 30 days and then reach out with some pre-prepared text message like the happy reminder text. It's a really common hoax, really common scam that most dumpers and dumpies fall for. And it's exactly the same story when it comes to the 60-day no contact rule, the 45-day no contact rule, the active no contact rule, which I think is a version coined by Clay Andrews, as well as even the dumbfuck 7-day no contact rule coined by, I think it was Dan Bacon. The point is, all of these time-sensitive no contact periods, specifically the 30-day one, which is the most popular, are a scam. They are there only because they sell. People promote and encourage you to use them because they sell, because that message sells. Hear me out. So it just feels way better if I stand here and I tell you, hey, don't contact your ex for 30 days, then reach out. It's much better to hear that. It fills you up with much more hope than if I would be sitting here and telling you, you know what you should do? You've got dumped, therefore it should be your ex's idea to rekindle the relationship and you should move on right now and you should not contact them anymore. Well, obviously that is the right thing to do and the most effective. However, obviously the first message, the wait X amount of days and then reach out, is going to be more popular for the reasons I also outlined just a second ago. Now, as a rule of thumb, if you hear anyone talking about some sort of a time-sensitive no contact period, they are not guaranteed, but they're most likely trying to exploit your heartbreak and take advantage of you. Now, why am I so anal and so pissed off about this whole X-day no contact rule, this whole 30-day no contact rule? Well, because like I said, it's just not effective. And why is it not effective? Well, there's a lot of reasons why that is. Starting with number one, the no contact rule simply hijacks and sabotages the reattraction process. Hear me out. Most people watching this video, you guys are probably dumpies, and the reason you've been dumped is, again, from my 5 years of coaching people. This is where I'm basing this following statement. The reason you got dumped is because of your neediness, because you were chasing after your ex too much. Now think about this. You waiting 30 days after the breakup, after you get dumped, and then reaching out to your ex. What are you really doing there? Well, you're doing more of the same behaviors that got you into a breakup in the first place. You're still chasing after your ex. And obviously, because of that, you're going to get the same results. Your ex is going to find it really annoying and they're gonna reject you for good. Probably. But oh no, there's even more. The second reason why the 30-day no contact rule does not work is because we just have like a shit ton of studies that actually prove otherwise. I will link down below this video my article on this topic, and inside that article I reference like 4 or 5 different studies, all basically saying, to sum them up, mystery and you not reaching out after a breakup, not reaching out after someone has rejected you, it just generates way more attraction than any other solution, like in our case, reaching out after 30 days. Another big minus and a reason why the 30-day no contact rule does not work is because it encourages performance. So if you've been following this YouTube channel and my blog for a long time, you know I'm a fucking sucker for vulnerability. I am a sucker for saying what you want to say, for being honest, for not playing games in relationships, specifically when you're trying to get back with an ex. So what does the 30-day no contact rule really do if we follow the conventional wisdom? It forces you to play games with your ex. You are encouraged to ignore them for 30 days. And then you are encouraged to write a text message that's very specific, that has like a template that you just essentially modify to your specific situation. Even worse, some people even then encourage you to, after you send your pre-prepared text, wait 3 days before you respond to your ex, or wait a week before you invite them on a date, or first invite them on a video date before you invite them on an actual date. And it's just so unnecessary. It's just a lot of gameplay, and you don't want to essentially make your relationships or base them on gameplay, on manipulation, if I'm being really uncharitable. Another con of the no contact rule, the time sensitive one, the time limited one, it just gets you to focus on all the wrong things. You're usually counting the days, you're usually passively waiting for your ex, whereas if you just cut them out of your life for good after they dumped you, and actually, you actually get the opportunity, you open up the opportunity to actually focus on yourself and improve yourself for yourself. I know this isn't always the case, and I know this is very difficult. However, it's much easier to focus on yourself for yourself when you've actually made a mental shift in your mind that like, hey, I'm not going to reach out to my ex after X amount of days, because they have to put some effort into rekindling a relationship as well. It's not gonna be me, especially if you're the dumpy like most people watching this video are. Also, another reason this whole thing doesn't work, it's irritating, man. It's fucking irritating. If I go and reach out every 30 days to my ex, obviously they'll get annoyed and they'll start thinking things like, this guy probably doesn't have a life. This guy really makes me the center of his world, and that's scary for women and men, both genders, all genders. That's scary. It's creepy, and it just gives off the control freak vibes, if you catch my drift. Also, it's just disrespectful. The whole 30-day no contact rule is simply impolite. Think about it like this. When your ex dumped you, they are saying, give me space, I don't want you in my life right now. Well, when you reach out after 30 days after your ex subcommunicated this, or maybe even directly said it, well, what you're subcommunicating back or saying back is, fuck your wishes, fuck your desires, I want to have you right now with me here, and I don't care what you want. I'm sorry, that's just really disrespectful. And finally, the last reason this whole thing does not work is that it only upsets your ex most of the time. Not always. Like, there is some cases where the 30-day no contact or time limited no contact, it works. However, most of the time you're just going to remind your ex of what they've lost, how crappy your relationship was, how much you argued, how much drama, resentment, and general, conflict or misery there was shrouding your relationship. That's what happens when you contact them first. Now, as I said, there are always exceptions to this. Sometimes reaching out after a certain period of time, it works. This is very rarely the case, but it does work. For example, the first case is when your ex is already insanely attracted to you, and it's just a matter of time before they reach out. Maybe they are just, mustering up the courage to do it, but suddenly you reach out. At that point, sure, things can work out. You can get them on a date. The other option is your ex broke up with you in the heat of the moment without thinking things through, and they immediately regret it. At that point, just straight up contacting them the next day or a day after is also perfectly fine, and it might work. However, at its most general, the 30-day no contact rule does not work. It only produces bad results, and usually the people promoting it most vocally are just saying that, this is the key by the way from this video, are just saying how good it is because it gets you to buy their products way faster. that was it. If you want to go deeper into getting an ex back, download my reattraction cheat sheet, link in the description down below, and I will see you later. Take care.